All right, everyone, welcome back to Cruising with Kayfabe. I'm Mongo,
And I'm Emily.
and today we are joined by a very special guest. He is one of the, well, I can't say one half, but he is one of the founding members of the Undone. He is one of the sexiest men from Ohio. He is a cruiser, and he is here. So if you'd like to introduce yourself, special guest.
I mean, I don't know how special I am, but I am one of the sexiest people in Ohio, so you got me right on that. Hi, everybody. My name's Brian. This is my second year on the cruise, and I cannot wait to go back. That was the most fun vacation I ever had, and cannot wait to be back. And before we get started, thank you guys for everything you've been doing to help support the Undone. I appreciate you guys.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for letting us use such a banger of a track for our intro. You know, for those who are listening, we are using Misfortune from the Undone. So make sure you go support them. Go to Spotify, Apple, YouTube, buy it, download it, stream it, tell a friend, tell 20 friends. They're great, you know, and I heard today you were in the studio, so that's exciting. Get some new music out.
We did 5 songs in the studio today. We had like a 10-hour day in the studio. So my ears are ringing and I have a migraine, but I'm here for you guys. So and yeah, we're gonna have plenty new songs for you guys pretty soon. You can use for whatever you need to. So
I can't wait. You know, hopefully we can get Jericho to book you on there. Maybe for the next cruise, get you on number 5. I mean, why not, right? I'm sure Nick would like to go on a cruise with you.
I mean, if somebody has his number, like, you know, just, hey CJ, what's up, man? Like, you know, that'd be great, right?
Right. Yeah, and if you guys haven't, check them out. I mean, they definitely, some of the songs have a really cool Alice in Chains vibe. You know, obviously I don't want to like put any names out to you, but it's a great sound rock. I personally love it, and I wouldn't bullshit you. You've known me forever already now. I wouldn't bullshit you. I wouldn't be like, that's awesome if it sucks, because I'm not going to lie to someone. But yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. And I've known Brian since 2017 now, which is crazy that almost 6 years ago, he saved my life from getting mugged in Orlando.
I did. We were in a pretty tough part of Orlando, right there on, you know, International Drive, where, you know, where he had to cross the street to get back to his hotel, and we're like, hey, maybe we should just get in this car and go. So, and lifelong friends since, man. So,
absolutely,
it's amazing the people you meet because of wrestling, and like, I value our friendship. You're one of my best friends I have, and without wrestling, that would not have happened. So that's great.
No, absolutely, right back at you, man. It's funny, we've kept in contact. We tried to see each other at Mania 35, but you know, obviously due to how clusterfuckery that venue was, it was kind of hard.
I saw you at 34 too. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I was gonna say I walked over to your seats down NOLA, right? That was NOLA.
Yeah, well, I saw you at that pre-party they had beforehand or whatever.
Oh yes, that's right. Okay,
yeah,
it took me a second. They all kind of blend together. Well, I'm getting old, man.
Yeah.
But one of the great things is, you know, last year, you know, Brian's like, hey, actually the year before that, I'm going on the Jericho cruise now. We started planning, and he's right. It is the vacation of a lifetime. The friends you meet, the time you had. I mean, I think our first night went to karaoke. We got to hang out with Marco Stunt. We got to see some good tunes. I mean, we saw Abaddon sing "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor." Like, it was just so iconic.
Yep. We figured out that Marco Stunt doesn't know what Eve 6 is, so that was
right.
Good. The one memory I'm always going to remember from that boat, obviously, is, you know, it was the COVID year, so, you know, waiting forever to get on that boat, and then finally at the end of the night, Fozzie's going to play, and they start, and I look over at you, I'm like, thank you for pushing me so much to get on this thing. This is just the most amazing experience already, and we've been on this boat for 15 minutes. Like, this is awesome. This is amazing. So, yeah, best vacation I've ever had, man. I cannot wait to get back there.
I know, less than 3 weeks, and I know you're bringing a friend down, and we got Cam come back, so we got a first timer, we got two second timers, and there's a bunch of fourth timers that we get to hang out with. We get to party. We get to listen to Quiet Riot in the middle of the ocean. Like, how sick is that?
Hell yeah, man!
And we get to see great wrestling. I mean, we got Matt Cardona is going to be doing with Nick Gage a deathmatch podcast. We got a heavy metal podcast.
Yeah.
Like, and that's it. We have Sabu on a boat. I feel bad because that dude's super socially like anxious, so I feel bad for the guy because I don't think he knows what he's getting into.
The amount of money they had to pay that guy to get him on that boat is probably insane.
I mean, aside from probably like the paid meet and greet that they'll do with him, I'm not saying he is a paid one, but I imagine that you'd have to.
It'll be like a Jake the Snake, I bet.
So
yeah, probably.
I feel like he can pretty much kind of be by himself and go to the cigar lounge if that's his thing. I feel like he'll be able to escape the newer madness. From what I'm gathering, we weren't on the first one, but the first one had more Kiss fans and rock music fans than it did wrestling fans.
Yeah.
So I guess like they kind of let the wrestlers mingle because they didn't really know who all of them were. So that's
Sure.
what I'm gathering from listening to more fourth timers. And then like the second cruise that we were on, people got to mingle more and like they were all cool with them. But the third one, I guess like we're a lot more fanny. So that's a thing. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's good or bad, but I guess it's been different for the talent than it was the first time around. So I could see more people staying in their room, like especially the women.
I mean,
Yeah.
the women I can see. I wouldn't say with the male time we're so much fan because I think for the most part, like I know I can't speak for Brian, but I know he's very similar to me. We'd be like, "Oh, that's cool. It's Ricky Starks." Like just kind of like head nod as they walk by, but I wouldn't rush over to them like, "Oh my god," because at the end of the day, they're people. So it definitely depends on your personality. Like I think it's cool that the fact that we're floating around with them and that we could run into them, but there's a time and a place. Like obviously, like someone's taking a piss, I'm not gonna be like, "Yo, can I get a picture?"
Yeah.
That's the best time.
Yeah. I'd rather, yeah, right. I'd rather, hey man, how big is it?
How big is Batista's dick?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I'd rather sit back and enjoy the experience, like Mongo said. Just hey, what's up, man? Like this is pretty cool. We're at sea together. Like this is awesome. We're never gonna forget this. But I get the third one. I get why it may have been a little more fanny. Like everyone's excited to get on this boat, but that year everyone was really excited to get on that boat. So first boat post COVID, I think everyone was just kind of freaking out. So hopefully it's a little better this time. I keep telling my buddy that I'm bringing, who is a Mark, that please just don't bother them when they're eating. Like don't do those things. Just they're cool, they're people. Just treat them like people. So we'll see what happens with him, but either way, I'll be with you guys partying. So
exactly, and I think you kind of tend to, like you said, your first like 5 minutes, you're overwhelmed, especially your first time. Because I remember the first time going on the second cruise, I felt like my eyes were the size of like freaking cue balls. I was like, oh my god, that's so and so. But then you're like, that's just some dude. Like I try to remember, like they're working, like, they're vacation too. But like you said, yeah, it's cool. Like I got to sing karaoke with Will Ospreay just because he was chill.
Yep.
Got to hang out with Brad Williams for a few minutes and say hi. Emily got to shoot the shit with Kate Quigley. Like it's just cool to interact with people who have impacted us, and knowing like Sabu. Like I know you're a huge ECW Mark. I'm a huge ECW Mark. Like knowing he's on there is freaking cool. Knowing that you have Jim Duggan on the boat. Like it's crazy the lineup. Like I wrote down a list of like ones we want to meet, and it's like 2 pages. I'm like Jesus.
Yeah, right.
So I throw this question out there because we had like a cruiser Zoom call last night, and they were talking about who do we think is going to be up the latest. Like who's going to be still hanging out at like 4 a.m.
Who's gonna be the Osprey?
Yeah, like we had Jake Hager, we had Osprey.
Swoggle.
You think Swoggle?
I think you guys are pretty close. I mean, you guys got to experience Hager. I did not, so I'm ready for that. I have seen Swoggle at AIW many times get very, as he calls it, sleepy. He goes hard, and I think the Guns are going to probably step it up this year too. Those guys come to party. So
if it's not the Guns, definitely like I could see Cardona being up pretty late. I don't know how late, but I could see him being late for the party.
He was at Kowloon till like 3 a.m. According to one of my buddies who like was at the hotel next door. He's like, yeah, they were still partying at the drive-in theater until like 3 a.m. drinking cerveza.
And all the major marks that are probably going to be on. I could definitely see like Cardona being a really, really big life for the party.
I can see Nick Gage finding that one group that's just like his posse hanging around him the entire time.
I'm still really intimidated. I know like he's a good dude and stuff, but like he's the MJF for me this year. Like I was nervous to meet MJF. Cam was very nervous to meet MJF, so it didn't happen. This feels like my MJF right now. Like, I don't even know if I could handle MJF still.
I'm with you. I don't. I want to meet Gage, but I don't know about Gage, man. Like that guy.
Yeah. He's so intense in like a good way. Like he loves the business so much. Everything is for the business, and it's miraculous and scary.
I know. I used to joke that like the first GCW show I went to, I wanted to get like a Wells Fargo T-shirt, but I'm like, shit, no, I'm ringside. That's gonna be a terrible idea because I'm gonna be hard cam. And then he came out, and I'm glad I didn't, because like he came over and he does his thing. He runs into the crowd, and I've never felt adrenaline from another person, but holy shit, he comes out. I don't know what he does in the back to psych himself up, but holy crap, like it was like electric. Like he comes out, he starts basically, if you've never been to a rock show, starts a mosh pit in the crowd with you, and it's great. It literally felt like I was at Ozfest again, just slamming bodies around. But I'm like, it's Nick fucking Gage.
That's one of my hopes this year too. Like last year, we got the run-in at the end with with Danhausen and with Ospreay. I hope we get something with Gage in the ring this time. That'd be really cool.
Comes out and scares Cardona during the tournament.
Dude, yes.
Honestly, though, Cheese. A lot of people want Cheeseburger to win this, and I think that it would be really cool to see him take that from Cardona, because when you look at it, you're like, oh, which one's going to take this? Because you have fan favorites on both sides.
Yeah. I heard your last podcast, and yeah, they were really pushing for Cheese, but I want Dante Martin to win. That guy is just something special. Like you want to talk about rising stars in AEW, like that guy is special. And whoever's gonna get it, it's gonna be someone that's on the boat next year. He's contracted AEW. That might be the one. True. But if Cheeseburger wins, he gets signed to WWE or something next year. Who knows? But
True.
I want that, just me being intelligent. I don't want that. That's I want Dante to win. Dante is something really special out of all the new guys, I think.
I agree. I kind of hope the finals are him and Flip if they do get that, because you imagine Flip Gordon together.
Yeah, well, doesn't Flip get like a bye to the finals?
Yeah, so I'm saying if he gets to the finals, that would be a sick match.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I saw a video on YouTube. I don't know if it was from his vlog or if it was like the Jericho Cruise highlights, but Flip Gordon was on that top deck, like right where the bar is, looks over the pool, and he flipped into the pool from the top deck, like a 450. And I'm just like, I know you're crazy, but like, I don't know if I trust that much. Like that boat rocks one wrong way while you're flipping. You're going face first into the hot tub rail.
Yeah. If it's a bad weather night, man, no way.
That's something I was thinking of too, is like, there's a lot of newer talent coming on this that haven't wrestled in the wet ring. The ring gets so wet.
I'm hoping we don't get rain.
Last time in February, it was rough seas.
Yeah.
Or January.
We got that little sprinkle last time, which wasn't horrible, but I've been on cruises that have the bad weather, and it's no fun, man. It's no fun. So we'll see what happens.
I know, and I think too, besides the podcast, I mean, the concerts last year, I really got to open Emily's eyes up to. They don't stop the concerts at 10 o'clock. There's not like a, what do you call it, curfew.
Nope.
I mean, there was the Paradise Kitty, I believe that's the name, is at the Guns N' Roses tribute. Yeah. They went until like 2 a.m. because I think I was like the last man standing, because she had gone to the bathroom and there was only a couple fans left. And I think you had just gone to bed. And they're like, we're going to play a few more songs. I'm like, damn, it's 2 o'clock. Even I'm calling it at night. So if you're on this cruise and you don't have anything to do at 3, 4 in the morning, there's something to do. Some people don't sleep.
Just keep walking around and you'll find stuff.
And even if you don't, you'll find other people that are looking for stuff, and then you'll find conversation there. Like, there's always something going on and something to do. And usually at 2 o'clock in the morning when Paradise Kitty's playing and you're ready for bed, you turn around and there's Jericho looking real sleepy, so, it just, even at 2, 3 in the morning, the people you run into on the boat is just like, what, like, where am I right now? Like, this is paradise for any wrestling fan. This is awesome.
And it really is. It's like, I mean, you've been to a lot of WrestleManias. I've only been to a couple, but it reminds me of what WrestleMania week used to be, where it's crammed into 4 nights, where you have wrestling every night, you have some sort of concert, you have drinking, you have partying, of over the top. Everyone's having fun. Everybody's there for the same reason. It doesn't matter what your views on the outside world are. It's wrestling. who cares? Like, I may like one person up, but at the end we're a community, and that's what I like about this cruise. I feel like it's weeded out some of the ones that you wouldn't want to cruise with. Like, I really enjoy having conversations, like you said, in line with random people. Like, oh hey, like you're in line, say to get a picture with Anna J. Oh, I love the Dark Order. You get to talk about the Dark Order. It's not, a divisive conversation where, oh, this dude sucks, need to walk away. Or in Brian's case, he gets a legend to tape his finger shut because things go awry.
Yeah. I mean, you're right though. Like, we all know like those wrestling fans, right? Like the ones that are, oh yeah, do you like this? And they wait for you to say something. You go, I think it sucks. And
Yep.
they just, and you get that at WrestleMania so much. Like, I'm in line to meet Kevin Owens for 3 hours, and this guy's next to me. Like, great. Like, this is gonna be a long 3 hours. Like, didn't I meet you at the Kevin Owens signing?
Yep.
And yeah, like I literally had to walk away for a little while because someone beside me was like irritating me. And it's like, just, you don't have that on this boat. Like, everyone's so happy to be there and just so into the product. And yeah, my finger got messed up last year, man. You're right. That's a really good story. I got bit by a pig in the Bahamas. And Ricky Morton taped me up and fixed me up. And after I got back on the boat, I showed Colt Cabana, and he's like, yeah, man, you're calling into that podcast and you're telling me all about it. So
oh, that's right. Shout out.
Yeah.
Out.
I missed that podcast.
I know, right? It was awesome.
I think he probably just needs more callers. So if anyone's listening to this and they have a wrestling story, especially from the cruise, I would definitely call in Wrestling Anonymous. Is that what it was?
Wrestling Anonymous.
Oh, Colt Cabana did great with that. Like, I used to listen to it, binged it, road tripping.
I know. I think at one point we got the Patreon just to see if we could find your episode, and then I remember Brian texted me, was like, "It made it! It's this timestamp." It was great. I'm like, oh, he gave me the timestamp and everything.
15 minutes in, go.
I just love too that I think later that day you were telling me like, yeah, I just saw Ricky Morton again. He has no memory of doing that whatsoever.
I saw him on the same excursion. I wasn't even back on the boat yet.
Oh, even better.
And that guy did not remember me. And then I saw him like 3 or 4 times throughout the boat. Did not remember me. Ricky Morton and Robert both did not remember me at all.
Oh, man.
Ricky's kid did, and we were laughing about it the whole time.
I know it was just great too. Like, I don't mean to like harp on you, make fun of the Strix. That story to me was cemented like, oh yeah, he's a cruiser for life now, because you have that iconic story where you have that moment. I mean, the moment for me on the second cruise I don't talk about a lot is Cam fell in the pool. So we're sitting, he's just walking around the edge. He's sitting down. Emily's sitting down. I was like, hey, watch out. But you know how kids are. He goes, what? Turns out next I know he's in the pool. She gets up to scream. I'm already in the pool holding him. She's like, I didn't even see you go in. I'm like, I don't remember going in. I just saw him going down. The next thing I know, I'm underwater holding him because I didn't know how deep that pool was. It wasn't even
like Cam was under like less than in a bath. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
He spends more time underwater in the bathtub than he would there. Like, it was insane. I got up to I can't swim well. So I moved myself to ask him, like, go get him. Not even ask, like, more like, go get him.
But I was already in the water. Like, I don't even remember going in. And I'm like, I will say that was the first time I've ever been in a saltwater pool. So that memory always for me was the second my face hit that water, all that salt in my eyes, my nose. I'm like, whoa, I was not expecting to go in the ocean today.
Yeah, right. No, it's I mean, it's you don't want to harp on that story. It's a great story. I tell everybody about it.
I tell everybody about it.
Yeah. I mean, after I got out of the water and like, like, okay, like there's no sharks coming because I'm bleeding in the water. Like, okay, we're okay now. And I go up to him like, hey, like, is there a first aid kit or something? Because I'm bleeding all over your beach right now. And they're like, no, man, it's just a flesh wound. I'm like, you can see bone.
Yeah, it was gnarly.
Yeah, so that was great. Yeah, Ricky taped me up, and I'm like, I'll just get stitches when I get back, whatever. And like, I had cruisers offering to stitch me up, but they were like, I don't have any, any thread and needle or anything. Like, I'm a nurse. Like, if you find some, I'll do it for you. And because it's like $600 to walk into a doctor at the cruise ship, so don't get hurt.
Yeah.
I should have just grabbed Doc Samson or something, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
That's
or just had your hand between the guardrail, like, it just happened.
Yeah, somebody help me. No, I mean, I got my finger. I'm cool. I'm happy. Like, I'm good.
There's a new packing tip I didn't think of.
Yeah,
needle and thread.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be the one sewing up. I mean,
no,
I failed sewing class in 8th grade, so you don't want me sewing up. I'm like, all right, I'm done. Oops, I just sewed your finger to your shirt. Like,
I mean,
I watch a lot of
Better
Grey's
than what-
Anatomy, but I'm not in plastics.
Yeah. It's better than what the pig did to me. You guys couldn't have
Yeah.
done any worse. So it's fine.
I know the second I saw that excursion this year, swimming with the pigs, I'm like, I'm gonna see if he's gonna go. And I think you text me when the excursion went. You're like, I am not swimming with those fucking pigs. I'm gonna eat full pork right in front.
You
I had
probably
so
did eat
much-
one of those that night.
Oh, I had so much bacon the rest of that boat. Like it was, I ate his whole family. I ate his whole family. No.
I'm dead.
You definitely did. You're like, you know what? Ha, how's that feel?
Yep. Get back
Uh,
on
how
the
do you-
boat. First thing I do is go to the buffet. It's like pork roast. Good. Give
That's
me
like,
all that.
so I'm wicked with food, right? Like I'm so picky. Stop everything about food. Just I have to really analyze things. So when I'm walking down that buffet, the first time we're on the Walker Stalker cruise,
Oh God.
we're in the Bahamas. We see the pig excursions, all that stuff, and then we get back on the boat, and they've got a giant pig cooked in front of you.
Like
Like
it was
a
like a head of a
legit
pig with an
pig.
apple in it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm like, oh no, I don't think I ate that night. I was like, that's too much. Like, I just know somebody swam with that thing that day. Like, too much.
I'm a big animal lover, right? So like, if I would have saw that on any other day, it would have been like, oh, like no, that's awful. Not that.
No, that day it was
Not that day. Yeah.
Give me some snout.
Give me
me
whatever somebody else isn't eating. I'll eat all of it. I don't care.
Give me that job when I'm making soup later. Like,
Yeah, right.
Oh man.
I'm taking the head home with me. Just give me that.
Steaks on his lawn to warn other pigs.
The best part is we have a time lapse of the pig coming up to me and biting me. Like there's literally a picture that was taken like a millisecond before that pig bit me, so you can see the mouth coming right up to my hand, and you just know what's going to happen right after.
Oh,
So yeah,
like
I'll send you
old-
that picture later.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's like that old Fox show, Seconds from Disaster. Oh,
Yeah, it's
man.
like you freeze. Like this is the part where you know he fucked up. Like that's
Yeah.
exactly what happened.
Yeah. You're probably wondering how I got here.
Yes.
Oh, poor Brian.
But you're like the only person that we know of that got bit that bad. I know on the Walker Stalker there was a
She
girl
got bit
that
on
got
the
bit on
ass.
the ass, like
But
a big old.
in
chunk.
Karma, she was an influencer trying to get some Instagram picture in the water because I finally got all the tea last year because I like creeped that old Facebook group. And someone's like, whatever happened to her? She was in the water trying to get a cute picture, and I think she was trying to do the whole copper tone thing. And I think a pig just came up and was like, yomp, right on her butt.
Somebody probably put like an apple in like her bottoms and just got it.
It was those apple bottom jeans.
Yeah, that's it.
Ugh.
That's what that pig thought anyway.
Yeah, right. I know. I was looking too. I'm like, personally, I mean, if people want to do excursions, Kev, I'm like, I just can't wait to get on the beach and just relax. Like that's another cool thing. Like you were telling me, you looked it up too. So you take a little boat from the boat, which is weird to me, but based on how the island's built, I guess you can't dock, so that makes sense because you probably run aground there. But it's cool and everything's included. So like if you have the alcohol package, it's already included. The buffet's included. So it's nice not to have to pay extra because I'm sure you know better than anyone with cruising. They nickel and dime the shit out of you.
Oh yeah, I go on a lot of cruises, so I try to go on like 2 a year, and the wrestling cruise is just one of them. But no, you're right. They nickel and dime the shit out of you. And I was actually at the Royal Caribbean private island a few months ago, and I looked to my left, and that's where the island we're going to is. So
nice.
I can see it right from the island. I saw the boat all the way out in the water, and they're taking people with the boats and stuff. Like, yeah, I looked it up too. I'm not doing any excursions this year. I'm just gonna relax on that beach and get real drunk. So
I just want. So speaking of influencers, I just want a picture on that swing. That swing looks so cute. I need a picture on it.
I mean, me too.
Right?
There you go. That's where I'll get Emily's Valentine's Day present. I'll take my shirt off and get a picture on that swing for you.
Yeah.
Hold on, I can do the whole one lick thing.
Legs crossed, my hand under my chin, like.
Yep.
I'll do a great selfie there. We'll do that.
Hey, listen, I have to say, I love our boarding picture last year when we were getting onto the boat. It was so fun. Like when we were walking up there, we were
group.
so excited. Like everything, like all the emotions were coming out. We were ready for it. That picture showed all the excitement. It was. I wish we didn't have masks on because, like, you can definitely tell how excited we were by our poses.
Oh yeah.
So if we could actually see our faces, I bet they were like magic.
It's the one picture of Peter I have.
Potatoes.
Yeah, no, you're right. It would just, there was something special about that year. Like, you guys have been on more of these than me, so like, you know, I'm sure you probably felt that your first year as well. But for me, it's like just double because of COVID and being stuck inside forever. And then this is my first one, and got canceled and canceled and canceled and canceled, and then you're finally there, and it's people were just ready to go, man. And then you get the free alcohol package on top of that. Like, people were just ready to rage that year.
Yeah,
it's. I can't wait. I can't wait.
No, absolutely. I agree. And it's hard because I think so far each cruise was different because the first one, same thing. We didn't know what to expect. So it was more about like learning because that was also only our second ever cruise. So we're like, all right, we at least know what not to do now. But then it was also wrestling. So it was like, okay, how are they going to do this? And then last year, yeah, like you said, it was just COVID and being like having to work from home and having to go through the rigors of testing before, testing at the port, waiting. We were lucky enough not to wait in that 5-hour line, but it felt like 5 hours. You're starving, your feet hurt. The shuttle canceling on us. I remember talking about that. We had to get an Uber because, they apparently didn't want to do the shuttle for us. And
yeah.
And just getting on the boat. And like you said, the second you see that ring being set up, you're like, I'm home. It's my Disney World. And
that Uber didn't want to take us either. I remember we had to like tell him, no, it's okay. We'll sit with it. Like,
yeah,
I'm wicked apologetic to anyone that Ubers because clearly we didn't know what we were doing. We thought we got the right size and we didn't.
I did. I ordered Uber XL because I paid for an Uber XL. It's not my fault. He brought a Kia Sorento.
True. So like we sat with our luggage and it didn't even matter. It was like, fuck this. This is ready. Go time.
Yep. So much pent up frustration and anger that year. And then we finally get on that boat and we're like, we're here. Like, it's done. Like, everything's better now. Like, we're here.
I feel like in a way, feeling. Yeah, like in a way we kind of almost thought, okay, when we come back, everything's going to be fine now. Like, It was almost like the pandemic won't have happened when we come back. Everything will be different. And it wasn't.
It wasn't, but you're good. It
felt
wasn't,
better.
Yeah, it made you forget about it for like a week, and that was amazing. Like, yeah, we had to wear a mask going through the terminals and stuff, but once we got on that boat, mask off, like, it would just, you just forgot about it. It was the most pleasant distraction I've ever had in my life.
I agree. And I just love that, I felt comfortable because, everyone went through the same protocols and stuff you went. So you didn't have to worry about like, I'm going to be miserable. And the first cruise, the Walking Dead cruise, I was so sick after. And then the second cruise, I'm 99% sure it was COVID because I think it was here before they knew it was here kind of thing. Because the second cruise was in 2020 and I felt super sick. This one, I felt fine. Like, honestly, flying down with a mask, having to get all that tested, being careful. Like, you and I were the same way. Everybody's like, oh, let's go out to Miami and party. Like, we're going to chill in the hotel room. Like, we just spent all this money, all this time to come down to Miami. We're like 14 hours away from boarding this boat. I am not going to go risk getting sick the night before and having to have everyone cancel because that was my big fear.
But this year.
This year is different, yes.
This year we're going out. So I don't know. Yes. I'm sure you guys, I'm sure none of your listeners know, but we all get the same hotel every year. So yeah, I run into Mongo and Emily at at the hotel every year, like the night before. So yeah,
there's a huge group of us going to this hotel. I didn't tell anybody what hotel this is because there's like three that everyone's staying at. But a lot of people are at this hotel that are.
I mean, based
once we share rate, we'll like.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of people who'll be like, "Holy shit!"
I mean, and based on your profession, I trust you at hotels because you stay in hotels, essentially for your work. I'm like, I'm gonna talk to Brian because he travels. He knows the crappy hotels. He knows the good hotels. He knows the red flags to look for. So I'm always just like, hey, what hotel did you get? All right, I'm booking that room.
I feel like at one point we're all just gonna hop each other's rooms. We're gonna be like hanging out in each room, just going down the line.
I just see us all door dashing and getting a bunch of food and just having like a buffet in the lobby. Like that's great. And then like, okay, let's go to like fucking Dave and Buster's or something. Let's go fucking party.
And that's it. Like vacation starts when we get Miami. Like we're coming down a day early, obviously, and that's what I like is you get to come down, you start vacation, and then you go on the boat, and you're like, here we go, and then it's over before you know it. But you're right, it's the best 4 or 5 days. It's so much fun. You get to put everything behind you, no matter what problems you have or worries. It's nice to just have no cell phone service, be around friends, watch wrestling, have food, drink if you drink. If not, it's cool too. Watch great entertainment and just be around people who are like-minded. So, if you're at a Quiet Riot show and someone's jamming out, you're like, I fucking love this song. I haven't heard this for forever.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I watched Striper from the hot tub with Rubik's Cube last year. Like, that's awesome. Like, just hanging out and checking it out. I'm not a Striper fan, but like, this is just a cool experience. Like, I'm watching him on a cruise ship in a hot tub,
Did you watch him throw the Bibles?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And then just, that first night Fozzy playing is just the perfect way to start it, and it's Jericho thought of everything on this boat. The only thing that I can think of that, like, when you come back from vacation, you're like, oh, was it worth it? Like, what was the good? What was the bad? The only bad I can think of is like, I just wish it was longer because I never want to get off that boat.
We always said push it to 7 days and I'd be okay. Like 6-7 days.
It could be 2 weeks and I wouldn't want to get off.
Yeah, right.
It's
a whole year. Sure.
Yeah,
Let's just like keep a promotion on a cruise ship. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, who needs a house? Like, just I'll stay here. This is fine.
I just have to get like satellite Wi-Fi for work. I'll be good.
Yeah, right.
Like I can zoom in. Yeah. No, I love it, and I feel bad because I know, like, I think that's why we want to start this podcast and talk, because I feel like I annoy my friends with my wrestling talk and hype myself up with the cruise, but I realized that this year, especially, unfortunately going on to TikTok, that Disney adults are a thing. Like Potterheads who go to Universal every year are a thing. So it's like, this is my Disney World. This is what I look forward to every year, but I'm just lucky enough that it's like there's enough people I don't have to worry about like, oh, I have to wait in line 6 hours to be disappointed by a 5-second ride. I might have to wait an hour to get. I waited an hour to get a picture with Kenny Omega on the second cruise. I waited like 20 minutes to meet Britt Baker last year. Like it was so cool. And then Britt's like, "Hey, how you doing?" You had general conversation. It wasn't like a real con where they're like, "All right, next. All right, next. All right, next." Like you actually got to interact with them.
After I got off the boat last year, I had to drive 4 hours to Disney World. So Disney adults are definitely a real thing. And I went from like the best time of my life to the worst day of my life because it was Disney World. So yeah, I'm right there with you.
I still remember your picture too, the thumbs down.
Wearing a CM Punk shirt because I got off that boat and didn't want to get off. Yeah, that's me.
And I think too, another thing is, I always forget O'Sheen's is a thing, but there's other restaurants besides the buffet, so that's what's great. But I'll never understand why everybody wants to rush to the fine dining. Like, I've already paid all this. I'm just going to go to the ones that are included because I don't want to pay $58 for a steak.
Yeah, there's no reason to. Like, there's prime rib on the buffet. Like, you're good, man. Like,
if I spill some gravy on my damn pro wrestling tee, I will be so upset.
Exactly.
That is my fine casual wear. I cannot get anything on my fine casual wear.
Go cut a bitch at that point.
Yeah. And I love there's no dress code. My stepdad used to go on cruises and he used to stress out the week before because he'd gain weight kind of anticipation for the cruise. Like, oh, my shirt and tie my suit doesn't really fit. And I never understood as a kid, why do you have to wear a suit on a cruise? I didn't realize that certain nights, like Captain's Ball, they had like, I'm like, that's the last thing I want to do on vacation is wear stuff I have to wear to work. So the fact that I can wear wrestling t-shirts and shorts.
Yeah, you're in a tropical climate. It's hot out. You got to wear a suit. Like, I'm good, man. Like, never. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure if they do like the fancy dining rooms, on these boats. I think they have them for like the meet and greets. So I don't think they're.
I was going to say, I think that's their fancy because we always we always notice the painting. We're like, oh yeah, this is definitely fancy because that painting's really creepy. It's like some like porcelain doll staring at your soul in the eyes. You're like, all right, I've seen Annabelle. Like, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Yeah. When I'm on boats, I usually go to the fancy dining for at least a few nights because they do have fantastic food. But like, not the ones you pay for, the ones that's like the fancy dining that's included.
Yes.
But I've never paid for a meal on a cruise ship in my life. But Yeah, I don't think they have them on the boat. Either that, or I was just having too much fun where I didn't care about it. One of the two. This cruise is more of a I'm gonna eat as I go because I'm having too much fun and don't want to sit down and miss something that's going on. You know, if you're going for relaxation, this is not the boat for you.
Yes.
Yeah, if you plan on like sunbathing, I'm sorry to tell you, like that, there's no room.
Or you
Right.
will you'll have to sunbathe like when everybody's sleeping, like at like 8 in the morning.
After after we
People
got
sleep.
back last, right? After we got back last year, I heard on Kurt Angle's podcast say, "Oh, I did was sunbathe all week." It's like, is that why we didn't see you? Because like you were just sunbathing? Like, I didn't see Angle once all week.
I saw him get in an elevator once, but he ran in that elevator so fast, and I don't blame him because I saw a mob of people like chasing after him.
Well, yeah.
I was like, I don't blame it.
No.
That same elevator was when Chris Jericho's dad was. There was a full elevator, and they were going up to karaoke. And we're like, well, wait. And Jericho's dad, Ted, was like, no, I want the big guy. You come with me. So I hope they're running to Ted this year. I'm like, hey, remember me? I'm your personal security.
Abaddon was so much fun last year at all the events. Like she was everywhere and in full makeup and full costume for the most part. And yeah, like that was really fun seeing her at karaoke, seeing her, front row at the comedy shows and all that stuff, like hanging out with Uno pretty much the entire week. And it's great, man. Just the people you run into, the wrestlers you run into it all the time. Like you realize who's really there to party and have fun, and Abaddon was one of those people. So that's cool.
Oh, I can't wait for you to see Jake because I will tell you this story now. I probably told you before. I apologize if it's a repeat one. But I remember she had just gone to bed and I was like, I can't sleep. My adrenaline's just going too much. Excuse me. And I was just like, all right, I gotta see what's out there. So I go out to the casino and I see MVP and Jake Hager talking, but I see MVP on his cell phone recording Hager and goes, do it. And I'm like, ooh, I gotta see this. Like, when a cell phone comes out, it's gonna be good.
From wrestler to wrestler, yes.
Yeah. So I kind of walk around the corner, so I'm not like being creepy, but and I go to the bar and I get a drink so I can see it without being obvious because I don't want to be creepy. And I see him grab a box, like an egg carton box, put it on his head, and he goes, box! And he runs into the casino full speed ahead with the box on his head. He almost takes out Gabriel Iglesias because he's walking through the casino. Somebody just runs into Fluffy, and he comes around the corner, he runs back, and he goes, box! And he like spikes it down and just runs back through to MVP. He goes, did you get it? So I'm like, that's great. Jake Hager's running around with a box on his head. And I remember telling her the story, and she was so mad. She's like, oh, that's why I was glad last year she had to stay up and see the late night shenanigans, like the drunk Joey Janela or Hager. Like, that's it. The people get partying. You get to see a different side of them. But also remember, I like to let them live their life too. Like, I wasn't going to go over. I'm like, let me get a picture with Hager. I'm like, no, this is just great to be in the moment and see this happen.
I may have gotten like one or two pictures the entire week last time, minus like the photo op you went to. I went to a photo op of Jericho. I went to a photo op with Orange Cassidy. But like other than that, I probably got like one or two pictures of people just walking around the boat, just because I don't need to. Like I'm just experiencing this with them, and the memory is in my head, and I'm good. I'm never gonna forget this. Like I don't need the picture at that point.
No, it's
totally worth it.
It is, and I know like your buddy's excited to go, and people who maybe are first timers, the best thing I can impress is just have fun. Like, don't worry about, oh man, I missed that person at the meet and greet, or oh man, this podcast going at the same time, because that's the one thing I don't like is things are stacked, but there's so much to do that if you have to give up something, you'll be able to pick something to replace it. Like, last year we had to give up a podcast because we had our photo with Jericho, but it's okay because they recorded it. The year before, I had to give up DDP Yoga, which I'm kind of sad about because he's not on the boat anymore, but I wasn't going to miss my picture with Kenny Omega. So, like, sometimes you're going to have to, like, yes, I want to do as much as I can, but look at that schedule carefully because sometimes you're like, oh, yeah, that's not possible. If that starts at 7:15 on that side of the ship, no, it ain't happening. But go to the shows, go to Family Feud, because that's what's also fun is all those shows, like Family Feud, Are You Smarter Than the Champion? That's going to be great.
I missed the Colt Cabana podcast last year because I went with my ex-wife and she wasn't feeling great, so we had to go lay down for a while. I don't plan on doing much sleeping this year, so I will not be missing that. Colt's not on the boat, I don't think, this year, but yeah, not going to miss anything this year. I haven't been able to go to that paranormal podcast either. That what is it? Spivak? Is that Dave Spivak?
Oh,
Is that the guy?
yeah, he's awesome. He wasn't there last year, but he was going to be there this year.
No, he was, I guess, last year out on the back side of the buffet. We just didn't realize it, unfortunately.
But I did go to one the year before where he had Moxley, and Moxley was talking about trying to find Bigfoot in Nevada, which I thought was hilarious. So he is a very good. So he's definitely going to do, especially when they do those midnight shows on the back of the balcony. It's really cool. And we already planned on saying, Cam, you're on vacation, have some soda because we'll just power nap in between. Hour nap here, hour nap there. We'll be good.
Until he needs to rest. Like, we kind of let him have his own time too, Mm-hmm. And then one of us will fall back, we'll take our turns.
It's great. Yeah, rotate. Like, all right, Tag, you're it. You can go out.
Get that boy some Mountain Dew. He'll stay up all night. That's fine. Yeah.
See, the thing is that he can already stay up for the whole pay-per-view, so he'll be up until midnight, not really any issues. So I imagine that he'll be so excited that he'll just be ready to go all the time. And if he's not, then that's fine too, and we'll obviously be parents and do what we have to do.
And while he's up all night, us three will all be getting real sleepy. So
yes. And that's just was great too. I know some people who they'll sleep in until, like, some people use the Bahama day as like they sleep all day, but to me, like, I can rest on the actual beach. Like, worst case, I mean, she's gonna make me put more sunscreen on because the first cruise that we ever did together, I didn't do any sunscreen. I'm like, it's fine. I'll just do a little bit.
It's not fine.
I forgot about the whole hemisphere.
He's like,
change.
I tan. I was like, cancer.
Yeah, and tan after you burn.
So we were fine. Then we go to take our picture with Jerry from The Walking Dead. He also plays in Shazam, the bigger guy. I think he's from Hawaii. Mm-hmm. And I'm wearing my pineapple shirt, and he just looks at me and he goes, "You look like a lobster." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I was out in the sun for like 3 minutes today." Mm-hmm. And that was also I think the day after I had proposed to her, and she had said something about a ring, and he made sure he made an announcement to everyone. So it's great that when you go on these types of cruises that they have fun too. And if you're good to them, they'll be good to you. I mean, like you said with, Marco just chilling or Abaddon just having fun. It's so cool to see. I can't wait to see the JAS because they're going to be, Daddy Magic and Menard are going to be in character the entire time.
Oh yeah. Like, they're going to be like Peter Avalon last year, just walking around in character all the time.
I know, and I just can't wait for people to see how big Hager is because you don't realize what a big boy he is until he stands next to you.
I've met him before. He's a big dude.
Can you see how red he is? Hold on.
Why don't you just
wrapped up? Can you see how red he is in that picture?
You don't even look like you.
I burnt. That was day one. Oh.
I mean, I'm not here to tell anybody how to have their vacation. Like, it's your vacation. Do what you want to do. But like, you're in the Caribbean. You're in the Bahamas. Look around you. Like, you're never gonna. Who knows when you're gonna see this again? So every cruise that I go on tends to go to the Bahamas or the Caribbean for at least one stop, and it's legitimately what I would call paradise. Like, I couldn't think of a happier place in the world to be than the Caribbean. So don't sleep all day. Like, look around to see what you're missing out on. Like, I live in Ohio. This is not Ohio. Like, this is, you guys are from New Hampshire. This is not New Hampshire.
Right.
So enjoy where you're at.
That's just it. Before Emily and I got that, I think the furthest she traveled was Massachusetts and Florida once when she was a kid. Mm-hmm. So I remember the first time going to the Bahamas, and she was just like, "Holy crap!" And then I've only gone to the Bahamas a couple times, but every time it's magical. Like, I didn't get off the boat last year just because I wasn't really feeling that great, so we just kind of hung out. But I could still see it from the ship. But we hung out at the pool deck, and it's just great that you can find time. And I think we just micro napped last year, which is pretty much the plan this year. Like, I don't think it's gonna be a set really sleep schedule. Like,
I yawn a lot, but I don't sleep as it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm a night owl.
I'll just grab Red Bull with my vodka and I'll be good to go. So, that's
And-
fine.
Hey, we got the Starbucks package, so I'm gonna
There we
find out when they close, and I'm gonna get there before they close, and I'm getting a
I think we got a
re-up.
mini fridge. We'll throw some in the mini fridge.
Yeah, like I'm gonna get my fucking Starbucks worth. If you
Ooh,
need
Starbucks
one,
coffee
I'm gonna
sounds
try to
good.
keep it in the fridge.
Hey, we're going to piggyback off each other. So that's fine. So
Exactly.
no worries. I'll be your alcohol hookup, and you guys just keep me awake so I can keep me in your alcohol
Hell
hookup.
yeah.
So
and that's what's great too is I'm excited to see the schedule because I'm excited to see because now it's getting real. It's like, okay, last March we booked it. We're like, all right, because originally I wasn't gonna go on the fourth one because they were like, oh, it's gonna be St. Patrick's Day, and then I remember I was like, it's October. I'm like, oh, I 4-month turn, I can't do that with PTO. No. So I feel bad that it was canceled. But then when they're like, yeah, we're pushing it to February 2nd, 2023, I'm like, yeah, we're booking.
I can make this happen now. Yeah.
Yeah, like I can make PTO happen. We can make this vacation happen, and that's what's great. It's like, okay, we checked in online. Like now it's starting to get real. It's like, all right, rent a car has been booked. We're starting to pack. I got my cosplay stuff ready.
Are you dressing up, Ryan?
I'm not, because somebody took my idea.
Which I did not know. It was his idea after I texted him.
What were you gonna do?
He was gonna do the one I was gonna do.
I was gonna be Bam Bam Bigelow. Look at me. Like I am Bam Bam Bigelow. Like you're Bam Bam Bigelow now.
I didn't know because I never really thought that until
Damn,
I think it was
I'll paint your head too.
Do it. I already got the tattoos. Like I'm good to go. Like I am Bam Bam Bigelow. Like I have people at work that look at me every day and go, "You look like Bam Bam Bigelow." I'm like, I know. I hear it a lot.
Yeah, she just got an airbrush kit, like an airbrush for painting, so we can paint like Canada's Darby and Danhausen and stuff. And she'll paint you.
I gotta keep practicing, but
I know, like I want to do Danhausen for the last night. I think that's what I do. I want to do Danhausen. So if you want to do Danhausen with us, I feel that'd be kind of funny to lot because that's when Jericho. Yeah, that's when Jericho's going to do Jericho and Danhausen.
Oh yeah, paint me up, dude. I'm ready. Let's do
this. Yes. Good little army housings.
Every single idea that I thought of for something to dress up as, like it's like I can't find it in time. So I look too late, unfortunately. As you guys know, I have a lot going on in my life right now. So I just didn't have time to really sit down and look at it. But I looked up, like, it doesn't fit wrestling wise, but like one night's Decades Night or dress up as your favorite celebrity or whatever, and I was looking up like Art the Clown costumes. Like I want to do that, but like I couldn't get one in time.
I'd be so terrified, no pun intended, terrified if you were walking around. I'd be like, hey, Jericho, remember him? Run!
Yeah. Go around a corner and be like, just be ready to go. Yeah.
For those who haven't seen the second one, Jericho doesn't fare too well.
No, not at all.
I don't know if Mongo told you, but I'm actually planning on being a Blink-182 cover art.
You're going to be the Enema cover girl.
Yep.
All right. Right on.
I'm like really nervous. Obviously, like that's a big thing to like dress up as, but I'm just going to rock this and it's going to be fun. That's what this is. It's fun. When I thought of Decades, I immediately was like that cover. For some reason, like no matter what it was, that cover stuck out the second I heard Decades.
I mean, besides Bam Bam, I gotta bring back the classic too, obviously.
There you go. I'll bring my hardcore belt. Don't worry, we'll be good.
Hey,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, there you go. I think there's a couple hardcore champions on the boat, aren't there?
Oh, probably. God, there's probably 5 or 6 of them at this point.
I was gonna say, worst case, I don't know if you get them signed or not, but worst case, when we go to the meet and greets, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Is there someone you're super excited to see?
Mark Henry comes to mind. That's a pretty cool one. Not one I'd expect to be on the boat.
Not at all.
I don't know if they're going to or not, but every once in a while he'll do like a show that's like a test of strength. It'd be really cool. It'd be really cool if one night, just for a half hour, one of the stage, like, let me bend this frying pan for you or something like that. It'd be really cool to see how strong that man really is. That's the one that really sticks out in my head. I'm more so going for the experience. There's so many people on this boat this year, man. Last year was cool, but last year felt a little light when it came to talent. I was fine with it. Yeah. It was a lot of mid card guys too, and like lower level guys, which whatever, like that's cool. But I'm fine either way. But this year they have names, man. Like Jungle Boy being on it, Luchasaurus, like everybody that's going to be on it this year is just fantastic. I don't have the list in front of me because it's so damn big now. And they're not even done announcing people. Like I'm with you. I'm really hoping. I'm with Emily. I'm really hoping for Saraya, but we'll see if that happens.
I think they're going to have that last because I know the last couple times, like they announced Will Ospreay like right at the end and Danhausen at the end, and the year before that they announced Moxley at the end, and I just remember it was the holy shit. And then we got the Acclaimed on board. I'm excited to see Max Caster's rap party. That's going to be awesome.
Yes, the Acclaimed is going to be really fun, going around Scissor and everybody they see. That's going to be fun. That's going to be real fun. If Saraya does come on the boat, we will not get Ronnie. Ronnie's on tour.
But, that's right. I was
going to say he's coming. He's coming here in a few weeks, so I know he's on tour. But yeah, I forgot about the Acclaim. They're going to scissor everybody on the boat. It's going to be awesome.
I was debating on trying to like make a pair of pants, but if I did, I have to write like "scissor me" on them, and then like that's a whole nother ball game.
Scissor me
so
timbers.
I don't know personally if I'm ready to wear the scissor me outfits, but I'm here for the Acclaimed. I love it. I think it's so fun. I just don't want to wear it.
I mean, you make one for me. I'll wear it.
All right, this is the goal. Brian needs to get scissored this cruise.
Done. Done.
I think, like you said, the experience, because I could go down that list and like, I'm excited for this person, but then I'm obscure. Like, I think my biggest low-key one that not a lot of people probably are, Nick Aldis for me too, because
that's a cool one.
Like, I love watching it. And then Mickie James, just because she's a Hall of Famer from WWE, and now she's the current Impact champion. So like, it's just so cool. There's so many generations. So you have like the 80s, every generation represents. So even if you're not a fan of AEW, there's still enough talent on this boat that you can have fun with. And like you said, it's the experience. And that's what's hard because, like I said, I made that list, like I said earlier, and like there's so many. I'm not saying I'm going to. I'm not saying, okay, let's meet this. But I was just writing it down out of curiosity. I'm like, damn, it's an experience. You got Sammy Guevara on the boat, which is crazy because I know he couldn't really wrestle that much on the second one because he hurt his ankle like the night before.
Yeah, make sure you're careful taking your shoes on and off, guys. At the airport, be cautious with your shoes.
Yeah, he didn't hurt it wrestling.
Yeah, wear flip-flops to the airport, guys. Travel hack.
I love wearing flip-flops. She used to make fun of me until we flew the second time, and she basically wore like a slipper-style shoe. She's like, why didn't I do this last time? Like, because you didn't fly. You didn't know the annoyance of, all right, take your shoes off. Take off your coats and bags. Hurry up. Open that up. Like, you just getting screamed at. Like, okay, I'm putting it in the basket.
But you guys are driving down this year, right?
Yeah, road trip.
You don't got to worry about anything then, so that's awesome.
I know. We debated, but I looked at the price to fly. Even if it's just us two, the price to fly, it's quadruple what it would be to rent a car and gas. And I was like, screw it, we're going to go down. We're going to hit up Buc-ee's. I've never hit a Buc-ee's before, so we're going to hit a Buc-ee's.
I guess we should probably start plugging it now that we want to try to go live and do some like wrestling trivia, just make use of our time because we have 12 hours of downtime. Absolutely. So I was like, well, we have plenty of phones in the car. We got plenty of cameras that we're bringing along, microphones. We're going to have our equipment. We may as well make use of it and have fun.
Absolutely.
Invite everybody along with us and like just do some games. We love trivia, so
we're gonna hit Hogan's Beat Shop in Orlando. That's the plan before we go.
That's like that's our like first pit stop that we're like thinking of when we need to get there at a certain time frame because we can't show up too early or they won't be open.
Just remember that's on International Drive, so I can't save your life this time.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you'll probably already be landing by the time. Well, actually, no, you're landing early, but. Because we're going to be getting in, like, hopefully, like, late afternoons what we're planning on that first day. Because last year we had a flight delay, so we didn't get in until almost 8 o'clock. So that's what kind of killed us last year was we traveled at, 7 in the morning, but then there was, like, a delay or something. It was, like, a 4-hour flight took us 12 hours. It's like, oh, that sucks.
I think our flight's, like, 6 a.m. the day before. So we'll be in Miami by, like, 9 a.m. the day before. So just going to go to the beach, have fun all day. and by the time you guys get there, we'll be ready to go have some fun. So
Brian's going to be redder than I am, and he's going to be
yeah.
I've been drinking since 9:30. It's 10.
I'm going to be
No,
speaking
not PM.
I'm going to be speaking in tongues by the time you see me. It's going to be great.
It'll be like Clark Griswold in European Vacation. Daddy is speaking English. Oh, that's awesome. So, what has your buddy told you he's excited for? Like, or what's he nervous about?
It's his first time flying, so nervous about that for sure. First time
Ooh.
on a boat, nervous about that. It's a
Oh
whole new
man,
experience.
double
for him.
whammy.
A whole new experience for him. So he's coming over next weekend, and I'm going to show him how to pack and everything else like that. And he's just so excited to get on that boat. Like, yes, I've never been on a boat. I don't know if I get seasick, but I don't care. This is going to be awesome.
Right.
He doesn't get out much, so I took him to Philly a few years back for like a House of Hardcore show, and that guy freaked out the entire time. Like, he was freaking out because Teddy Hart's there. Apparently, he didn't realize that Teddy Hart was a horrible person. So we got a picture holding Teddy's cats because he wanted to. But yeah, he's like a little kid when it comes to this stuff because I live in a pretty small town in Ohio. Nothing comes here. I have to travel an hour to Cleveland to see anything, and he's the same way. So he lives right down the road from me, and yeah, just the fact that it's like how we felt the first time we went to Wrestlemania. Like, I can't believe I'm here,
Yes.
And the first time we were on this boat, like, I can't believe I'm here. And that's how he's gonna feel too. And I can't wait to show him that.
Right.
That's gonna be great.
So how I felt about you last year with you. Like, I remember I felt kind of creepy because I was like watching you, like your eyes. Because I remember when we first, and I still have it on the vlog that we had put up. We were walking from when we first got on through like the art gallery and stuff to, I think we were trying to go to the elevator or something. But I just remember you and Frank just turning your head and just taking it all in. And it was awesome because me and I'm like, yeah, that's right, we're back. And it was just cool to see our friends experience it, see you experience, like, you now know why I can't shut up about this cruise. You now know why, like, I can't stop thinking about this cruise.
I have
so many people.
Yep, that was the coolest thing too. You guys knew everybody. Like, we were in the line to get in, and you're just, hey, everybody, it was like an episode of Cheers. Like, you walked in, and everyone's like, hey, like, that's great. Like, it's awesome. And you're right, it really becomes a family, and that's the coolest thing, man. And Emily, like what you were saying earlier about, maybe not being comfortable, but you got to get into it because you're wearing that outfit, and like, that's the thing about this boat too, is that there was not one time that I felt anywhere near uncomfortable. There was one experience. I was in a hot tub, and somebody came in, and they were trans, and it was a female to male, and they had just gotten top surgery, and they had a bathing suit top on because they're like afraid because they don't know what they're going to get when they come out there. Within 5 minutes, their tops off, like, they're just like a regular person and just comfortable, and that's cool. That's awesome. Just seeing that from people, and you don't get that at WrestleMania. You really don't. Like, you get a bunch of assholes for the most part, and go ahead.
I was gonna say, you're so right. You go to WrestleMania and you might have like 5 or 10 chill people, but then you got like 95% like troglodytes and jerks. You're just like, get out of my face, dude. Like,
just to see somebody in that kind of situation, and we're like, I don't know, like, I don't know if this is going to be good or not. And then they get there, and it takes them 5 minutes, this is awesome. I'm great. I'm having fun. This is great. And that's cool. That's really cool that everyone's so accepting, and Nyla being on the boat this time too, I'm really excited about too, for same reasons. So I know she's been on the boat before, and I was not on that year. She was not on the year that we went together, third year. It's gonna be cool to see her
blends
again.
in very well. Like, honestly, like, didn't even recognize her when we were walking by. I just thought it was another woman walking by me.
She's so stunning in person and so nice. That's the thing. She's so nice.
I heard she's the bowling champion, so
yes.
I need to go. I need to go bowling. And
oh, that's right. There's a bowling alley back on this one.
Yeah, we didn't have that on the old.
Because we're back on the Pearl.
I was wondering why everyone was talking about bowling, and I'm like, I barely remember this. That must be why, because we just didn't have it last year. And honestly, like, I felt more mom mode the first year. Worried about Cam's costumes. this year I got to worry more about my own costumes, and like I did more of my own stuff with him. Like we got to do more all together. This year coming in, it's like all of us. It's kind of crazy to think about, like, it's literally getting 3 people ready now. Like, oh shit, how are we gonna do this? I don't know. I'm not gonna sleep, I guess.
I
Like,
mean, 4 people if you're painting me up. So
yeah, like there's a lot to do and very little time. And I think that's something like really driving home. People need to remember, like, there's not a lot of downtime. You want to be hanging out with your friends, you want to be doing stuff, then the room is not where you want to go.
I barely remember the rooms, to be honest. I mean, yeah, we pay for the balcony to just get the fresh air, but I would say they always give you that thing, how many hours you spent at sea. I'd probably say like maybe an hour we spent in our room, because besides like sleeping through the night, because there's nothing to do in the room. I could care less about the TV in the room. I care less about the amenities. I want to be at poolside shooting the shit with people, watching, someone who's, doing sound check. Like, that's another thing. You get to see their sound checks and kind of, you get to mingle with the artists. And I can't imagine as a musician how cool it is for you to, like, get to talk shop with them. But like, I was freaking out talking to Rich Ward.
Yeah. I was watching, I think it was during one of the matches. I looked over and one of the guys from Crowbot, their singer, was watching. And I went over and started talking to him because I'm a fan of Crowbot. And I went up to him like, dude, I saw you guys in like, at the machine shop like a few months ago play with the damn things. Like, this is awesome. Like, you're here and we're just hanging out. Like, this is cool as hell. And yeah, like when we had just gotten to the cruise terminal last year, Fozzy was loading in and all their shit was right there. Like, that's so cool just seeing all that stuff. And yeah, seeing it all get set up and everything else, it's so cool. And then, yeah, then you get stuck in an elevator with Rich Ward or someone like that. It's the coolest thing. And seeing that, just like the wrestlers, they're people too, and they're having just as much fun as we are, and they're just appreciated to be there. So
definitely really just enjoy like the camaraderie. And again, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see you down, in Miami in a couple weeks. I'm sure we'll be still texting back and forth because we got the Royal Rumble coming up and stuff.
Oh, hell yeah.
We got the Royal Rumble coming up, and then we pretty much take right from the Royal Rumble weekend, we get to head down to the cruise. Like, how epic is this? Like,
it's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see you guys. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Absolutely. So, well, I appreciate you coming on, man. I know it's been a long day for you, late night. Appreciate it. It's great. I know we've been talking about getting you on for a while, so it's awesome. Always welcome back. I love shooting the shit with you. Maybe we'll have to get you back for one of our cruise recaps, get your experiences from your point of view. So
I got one more thing.
All right.
Going WWE. Since we're doing the Rumble month, who do you see taking the Rumble, or like 3 people you see that could potentially take it?
I'll go 2. Actually, I'll go 3. It's either going to be Cody, Rock, or Seth, right? I mean, it's got to be one of the 3. I don't think it's going to be Rock. I think The Rock comes back for a special attraction match. I think Cody wins. And I think one night's going to be Cody Roman, and the other night's going to be Rock Roman.
Fair.
I don't think Seth should be in the main event picture, but I don't think he's going to be this year. I think that's the Cody spot. So, we'll see. But I don't see how Roman would lose one belt before that, because I see a lot of people saying they think that it's going to be Cody Seth for one belt and then Roman Rock for another one. I don't see how Roman would lose one belt before that,
unless Kevin takes it at the Rumble.
Maybe, but is only one belt on the line at the Rumble? Like, I don't know.
True.
So
true. It's not really been a good build. So
yeah,
and The Rock's not doing anything.
Yeah, he's always doing something though. Like, I don't know, he might show up, but it's weird for me to think someone of that stature is going to be able to do more than one show.
Yes.
I think we're getting video build-ups until Mania with him. I don't think it's going to be him in person. Maybe Sammy turns, and that's how something happens.
I see that definitely this Rumble.
Yeah, I think it's coming. It's coming for sure.
Elimination Chamber maybe, but definitely soon.
Yeah, I mean, he's against Kevin at the Rumble. I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe Kevin takes it. Maybe Sammy turns. But
I know.
Who knows?
But yeah, well, thanks again, man. Appreciate you coming on. Love shooting the shit like always. Make sure you guys are following wearetheundone.com. Check them out. Get all their socials. Download them. Buy them, you cheap asses. No, I'm just kidding. But really buy them. 5 new songs. Looking forward to it because I've been streaming the hell out of the other ones. So can't wait to connect in person again. You'll probably know our ETA more than we do because we're probably in communication on the way down because, again, we have 12 hours to kill on the way down. So.
Oh, yeah. If you guys do not want to buy our stuff is up for free on YouTube and every streaming platform there is. We just appreciate the support. So,
absolutely.
Thank you guys. I love you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys.
Absolutely.
So excited.
So excited. Love you too, Ben. Until next time, this is Cruising with Kayfabe.